All right, take a look at those numbers. The voters are Congress's toughest critics. The folks on Capitol Hill facing only a 15% approval rating at this point, and that's according to a brand new Fox News poll. But the 114th Congress brings in a new batch of fresh faces. Can they make the difference they hope for? We are back with our special panel, and I want to get a little more personal with you, give you our audience a sense of your backgrounds. For example, I mean, you're a former Navy SEAL. You've served with the elite Team SEALs, SEAL Team 6. You bring that experience to the table in ways that will help you, hopefully, as you serve in Congress on the Armed Services Committee and others. What is it about your experience that you feel sets you apart from others who can, you know, actually know what it's like to be out there?
Well, having practical experience about what's going on in terrorism and why, and seeing the world through the eyes of a military commander, I think is useful. And, you know, I took my oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I take it seriously. And I took the oath as a congressman to do the same. And I think we have to defend the Constitution. And Congress needs to step up. This last election wasn't about Republicans or Democrats. I think it was about the course that our country's taking was wrong, and Congress needs to exercise its constitutional duties to correct it, at least do their duty. I think we will see. We'll see bipartisan legislation come up, and not taking, you know, large pieces, but smaller pieces where we can have some agreements, because America wants to see, you know, in a football sense, the ball being moved up the field.
Right. You were no stranger to politics since your husband was the longest-serving member of Congress. You succeeded by taking his seat. You bring a special perspective in your own way. When you talk about trust, when you talk about restoring public faith in government, what do you do to make that connection? How do you restore that in people's minds, knowing that there is so much polarization going on?
Well, I'm someone that's always worked to bring people with disparate backgrounds together to try to find solutions. I think the American people are tired of the partisan bickering, and that they want to see people work together to find solutions. The man that I was married to, who is a mentor, and I'm proud of it, always did that. He was a very wise man who worked with Republicans and Democrats his entire career and got in trouble for it at times. And quite frankly, I'm going to end up in trouble, too, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I don't look at us as Republicans or Democrats. I believe we're Americans, and I'm a Michiganian, and we're here to fight for what's right in this country. And I think the American people have sent us a message. We've got problems in this country. Work together and start fixing them. And I'm planning on doing that. Part of it's developing relationships and building trust.
You come to the table with an interesting background as well. As a commercial banker, investment manager, you are very keen on wanting to restore the country's economy in ways that we have not seen before, yet, as you know very well, there are lots of concerns about moving forward. The White House has a different vision than the GOP. Moving forward with the GOP-controlled House, do you see lots of showdowns ahead?
Well, I think the American people are frustrated. I think hardworking taxpayers out there want their Congress to work. You see 15% approval.
That's nothing to be proud of, obviously,
gosh,
right?
I can think of a whole list of people that are above it, including maybe rodents. So there's nowhere to go but up.
Right.
But I campaigned on the fact that our economy has to be returned to health. We have fewer people working in our congressional district than we did 7 years ago. And I think our citizens want this economy healthy. They want careers and opportunities. And I believe in Congress, our obligation is to put policies forward that move our economy forward and make it healthy and create those opportunities.
I've just got a couple of seconds left, actually, but I want to ask you really quickly about immigration. Very controversial. Give me a 10-second answer about how you think this is going to get resolved in the Congress right now.
Well, I think Congress has to exercise its constitutional authority, and the controversial amendments were about the Constitution. The President doesn't get to write law. That's Congress. And so I think the bill as itself is a good bill. It will defend our country, but we also got to turn to securing the southern border and make policies that make sense and fix a broken immigration policy.
The President's executive actions on immigration are alarming folks on both sides of the aisle, not just Republicans.
What I hope we're going to see is comprehensive immigration reform. We've got a coalition of business and labor and a whole lot of others that believe that we need to do it. I agree we've got to secure not only our southern border but our northern borders, which are the biggest entry point for terrorists in this country. And we've got very broken immigration laws. Let's work together to do comprehensive immigration reform.
You get the last word on this. A few seconds.
Last word is it's a separation of powers issue. And James Madison taught us all that ambition has to be countered by ambition when one side overreaches. And I think the president's overreached in his executive orders.
All right. We shall see what lies ahead. Obviously, lots at stake, folks. I'm so glad you could join us. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to hear more from you in the days and months ahead. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much.